1, 2, 3. Hello, test. Console ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಮೈಕ್ ಕನ್ಸೋಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ಮೈಕ್ ಕನ್ಸೋಲ್ Where is my console? Namaskara. Good morning, everybody. I request all of you to please sit down and I will like to pray. Thank you. I request everyone to please sit down. Thank you. Paropakaraya phalati vriksha, paropakaraya vahanti natya, paropakaraya duhanti gavaha, paropakaraya midam shariram, paropakararthamidam shariram. United Nations decided 2026 as the International Year of Volunteering to mark 25 years since the first celebration in 2001. ಯುನೈಟೆಡ್ ನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟು ಸಾವಿರಾರು ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಸರಿದೆ ವಸುಧೈವ ಕುಟುಂಬಕಂ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈ 2026 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂತ್ಫುಲ್ ಸೇವಾ aims to achieve 1 million hours of volunteering, 1 year, 1 mission, 1 million hours of service. And a brief introduction about Youthful Seva for those of you who don't know. I'm sure most of us know that. Where Youthful Seva is a non-government organization, operates across 44 localities in 13 cities, supported by 41,000 plus volunteers. I'm sure that number is going up and up. Yes, you all should clap loudly. With 6.1 lakh hours of volunteering completed already and impacting over 4 lakh lives since its inception. It deserves a big round of applause, everybody. Youthful Seva's powerful belief is together we build, together we serve. With that belief, today, not just marking International Volunteer Year, but in 2 days we have a wonderful celebration which we are also celebrating today, which is National Youth Day, the birth anniversary of our Swami Vivekananda. So with that note, we are ready to begin today's event marking the International Volunteering Year with our national song, and all our wonderful volunteers are ready here. So now let's give an energetic start. I see everybody sitting so quiet and silent. Is it so cold? You can warm up by clapping loudly. Okay. Let me just test quickly, left side and right side. If I say one syllable, you clap once. If I say 2 syllables, you clap twice. Okay? All of you. Dha. Dha, dhim. Ta, ki, ta. Ta, ka, dhim, mi. Dhate, dhage, nada, dirkit, dhate, dhage, dhinna, dhinna. Dhate, dhage, nada, dirkit, dhate, dhage, dhinna, dhinna. Dirkit, dhage, dirkit, dhage, ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you Vande Mataram. Yes, everybody please rise for the national song Vande Mataram. Thank you. Everyone can please be seated. Podium might be ready. ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಹಾಡು. This song, as today we are also marking National Youth Day, this song is about a wonderful slogan given by our Swami Vivekananda, which is, we all know about this slogan: arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. ಏಳಿ ಎದ್ದೇಳಿ ಗುರಿ ಮುಟ್ಟುವವರೆಗೂ ನಿಲ್ಲದಿರಿ. ಆ ಹಾಡಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಚಾಲಿಯ ಹಾಡು.
ಕೊಂಬರು ಹಿಂದೆ ಹಿಂದಿಬ್ಬರೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡಲು ಯಾರು ಹಿಂದೆಯ ಮುಂಬರು ಪಾಶಗಳ ಕಡಿಮಿಸುವ ಕಿತ್ತಡಿ ಆಡು ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಪಾಶಗಳ ಕಡಿಮಿಸುಡು ಕಿತ್ತಡಿ ಆಡು ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ
Hello, full, wait. Full, wait.
Hello, check one. Test, check. Check. While they all come down, all the volunteers and everybody can give them a big hand. That was really nice. Two beautiful songs, sung very well. And for all the volunteers who are here, I do have some exciting news for all of you. So today, as we are marking the International Volunteer Year, we do have people from media covering the event today. But in this social media journey, everybody is a journalist. So all of you have a wonderful opportunity with a contest here. So you will take nice pictures of the event, and after that you will write a creative post and post it on your social media, tagging YFS, hashtag YFS, and the best post will definitely get a reward. The best post will get a prize. So all of you ensure to take nice pictures and also think of a good post. Don't use ChatGPT. Think of a good post, write it by yourself, a creative post, and the best post will get a reward. The best post will get a prize. And also, as I mentioned earlier, the first 6 rows is blocked for partner NGOs, donors, corporates, trustees and advisory board members. So all the volunteers and everybody here request all of you to please sit beyond the first 6 rows. Thank you. So after starting the event with the wonderful national song and the Charya Gita, we always take the next step forward by invoking the blessings of the Almighty, and we do that by moving from darkness to light by lighting the lamp. So now I request all our wonderful guests to please come up on the stage and Deepa will go ಮೂಲಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಟಿ for all our guests who are here. Clap loudly.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति.
Thank you, everybody. Now, I request one of our YFS trustees, Unni Krishnan ji, to kindly come up on the stage and give the welcome address. Unni ji, yes. All of you clap loudly, everybody.
The international. It's a very meaningful milestone for us that celebrates the enduring spirit of volunteering and reaffirms our collective commitment to a service-led nation building. This occasion, of course, is further enriched by the presence of our distinguished dignitaries, dear friends and guests. We are deeply honored to have with us Dr. Balu or Dr. R. Balu Subramaniam, Member, Human Resource and Capacity Building Commission, Government of Bharat, as our keynote speaker this morning. Welcome, sir. His decades of grassroots leadership and contribution to public policy continue to inspire volunteer movements across the country. We are equally delighted to welcome our brand ambassador, Sri Rishabh Shetty. Thank you for being here. His rooted storytelling and his cultural leadership have inspired millions and strengthened the social consciousness, especially amongst the youth. And we are very grateful to you for that, sir. We welcome and extend a warm, esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Pratap Lingaya. lifelong commitment to youth mentorship, and especially the NSS movement stands as a beacon of service and leadership. Thank you for being with us. It's also an honor to welcome our distinguished guests of honor today, Mr. Shrikara, the founder of WMG Group, a strong supporter of YFS. Also with us is Mr. Rigo, the managing director, Mr. Shankar, the managing director of Rigo. Thank you, Shankar, for being with us. Of course, amongst us is also Dr. M.P. Sham, President, RD Group of Education Institutions. Thank you for your constant support and your presence here, sir. Thank you, Dr. Sham. We also thank Abhijit Shashidhar, co-founder of Play Workspaces. Abhijit? He's okay, I think he just stepped out. Thank you, Abhijit, for your support and being with us. We also thank Ashwini Rai, founder of Ivan Electronics and a partner at Electronics Bazaar. Thank you, Ashwini, for being with us. All of these are leaders in their own field who exemplify excellence, integrity, and combine very importantly with social responsibility. Amidst us, we also have Vadi Rajaji, renowned social worker. Thank you for gracing us. Oh, I think he's also on as well. I'm sorry. At Youth for Seva, volunteering is not merely an act. It is a movement that is driven by purpose and responsibility. For over two decades now, volunteers have been the backbone of our work, responding to societal needs with compassion, with discipline, and most importantly, sustained commitment. Serving across important verticals like education, health, livelihood, and more recently, environmental activities. Today, as we launch International Volunteer Year, let's take this moment to inspire us to move beyond participation towards more meaningful volunteering, where every hour given, or every skill shared, and every effort made creates measurable and lasting change. This year, as designated by the UN itself, invites each of us to deepen our engagement, strengthen our commitment, and align our individual efforts to a collective vision for social good, something that we are all aligned with at YFS and extended YFS ecosystem and family. Each one of us gathered here today has a role to play, whether as volunteers, members, partners, mentors, or supporters. Our individual commitment, when combined with organized action, which is what YFS is doing, has power to build resilient communities and a more compassionate society. On behalf of Youth for Seva, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our volunteers, partners, donors, and well-wishers for everything that you've given us today and over the years over this journey. Your unwavering support continues to energize this movement and expand its impact. So thank you once again. I warmly welcome all of you all and invite each one of you to be active contributors to today's session and this year-long focused movement in recognition of International Volunteering Year, a journey that is meaningful, inclusive, and let's make it truly transformative. Thank you once again and welcome once again to all of you. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Krishnaji. We welcome you for this wonderful day. Now, the moment for which I'm sure most of you are waiting for, most of you are here. So, our ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಹೋಗೋಕೆ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರೇ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರ ಬಿಸಿ ಸ್ಕೆಡ್ಯೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಹೂ ಡಸಂಟ್ ನೀಡ್ ಎನಿ ಇಂಟ್ರಡಕ್ಷನ್. ನಾವು ನೀವು ಮತ್ತು ಉಳಿದವರು ಕಂಡಂತೆ ಲೂಸಿಯಾ ಮತ್ತು ತುಗ್ಲಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ಟಹಾಸದಿಂದ ಮೆರೆದ ಈ ವಿಕ್ಕಿ ಒಂದು ಕಿರಿಕ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಕಾಲೇಜಿಂದ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರು. ಅದು ಯಾವ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ? ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಹಿರಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಥಮಿಕ ಶಾಲೆ ಕಾಸರಗೋಡು. ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಹಿರಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಥಮಿಕ ಶಾಲೆ ಕಾಸರಗೋಡಿಂದ ಹಾಗೆ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಂದ್ರು. ಜೋರ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಬಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬೆಲ್ ಬಾಟಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೀರೋ ಆಗಿ ಮೆರೆದ ಈ ಹರಿಕಥೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಕಿರಿಕಥೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಕಾಂತರದಂತ ಒಂದು ದಂತಕಥೆಯನ್ನ ವಿಶ್ವದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಸುಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧರಾದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಷಬ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಈಗ ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕುರಿತು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಮಾರಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೆದು ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ಫ್ಲೋವಲ್ಲೇ ಪಂಚ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಯುವಕರು ಹೀಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾನೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಸಮಾಜದಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಫೀಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಓವರ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಂತು ನೀರಾಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹಿಂದೆ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆವಾಗ ನಾವು ಹರಿಯೋ ನೀರಾಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಸಮಾಜ, ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ದೈಹಿಕವಾಗಿ ಮಾನಸಿಕವಾಗಿ ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಂತರಾಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವಿಟಿಯ ಕಡೆಗೆ, ಉತ್ತಮ ಸಮಾಜವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಯುವಕರು ಯುವತಿಯರು ಸೇವಕರಾಗಿ ಹೊರಟಾಗ ಆ ದೇಶ, ಆ ಊರು, ಆ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ತುಂಬ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ನಂಬ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯೂತ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೇವಾ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರನೇ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಅದ್ಭುತ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತು. ನಾನು ವಜ್ರಜಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ತಲುಪಿಸಿದವರು ಮೊದಲು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಅವರು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ನೀವು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂಬಾಸಿಡರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಸಿನಿಮಾದವರಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರಿಟೀಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಎಂಡೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಎಂಡೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಮಾರಷ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಎಂಡೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಭಾಳ ಅಪರೂಪ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಆಭಾರಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಾನಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಬಿಲೋ ಆವ್ರೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟು ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ, ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಚ್ ಅವರು. ಸೊ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಾರ್ಡರ್ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಅಂದರೆ 35-36 ಲೈಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 51% ನಂದು. ಸೊ ನಾನದು PUC ತೆಗೆದಿದ್ದು ನೋಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಗ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ತೆಗ್ದ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ಅವರು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 4 ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಅವರು. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಅ ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಫೀಲ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಆಗ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ತುಂಬ ಓದುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ಥರದ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೂಡಿಯಸ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸು ಈ ಥರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಊರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಜನರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬೆರೆತಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ, ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಷೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡು, ಇದೇ ವಿಚಾರಗಳ ಮೇಲೇ ನಾನು ಕಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ನಾನೊಬ್ಬ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಮೇಕರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಆಗ ನನಗೆ ಬಂದಂಥದ್ದೇ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿರುವಂಥ ನನ್ನ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಶಾಲೆ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ನನ್ನ ಊರಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಸಿನಿಮಾಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದೆ. ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಶಾಲೆಗಳನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಚ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಯಾಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗಳಾಗಲಿ, ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ಗಳಾಗಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ 100% ಇವತ್ತವರೆಗೂ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಶಾಲೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥವ್ರು ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಶಾಲೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಭೇಟಿ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ. IAS ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, IRS ಅವರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನರು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಭೇಟಿಯಾದಂಥ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಶಾಲೆಯಿಂದಲೇ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ರಾಂಗ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್, ಈ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಬದುಕಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಥಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಥಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯುವಕರು ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಟೆ ಸಿನಿಮಾದ ಮುಖಾಂತರ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಯೂತ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೇವಾ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಶಾಲೆಯನ್ನು ದತ್ತು ತಗೊಂಡು, ಅದು ನಾನು ಓದಿರುವಂಥ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ನನಗೂ ಬೇಕು. ಅಂದರೆ ಬರೀ ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂಬಾಸಿಡರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಸೇವಕನಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಆಸೆ ಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಇರಲಿ. ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಇನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚೆಚ್ಚು ಈ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಏನನ್ನ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸಿ ಒಂದು ಅದ್ಭುತ ಸಮಾಜ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿಯಾಗೋಣ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನನ್ನ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಇಡೀ ದಿನ ನಾನು ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚೆಚ್ಚು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕಂತ ಆಸೆ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವೊಂದು ಕಾಲಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಚಕ್ರ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಿರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಈ ಕೆಲಸಗಳ ಒತ್ತಡ. ಆದರೂ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೊ ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚೆಚ್ಚು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಬರೀ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಫೋಟೋ ತೊಗೊಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಜೊತೆಯಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಇದೆ, ಯದ್ಯದಾಚರತಿ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ತತ್ತದೇವೇ ತರೋ ಜನಃ ಸಯತ್ ಪ್ರಮಾಣಂ ಕುರುತೆ ಲೋಕಸ್ಥದನುವರ್ತತೆ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾರನ್ನ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ಮನುಷ್ಯರು ಅಂತ ಭಾವಿಸ್ತೀವೋ ಅವರು ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಲೋಕ ಅದನ್ನ ತಾನಾಗಿ ಅನುಸರಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ನೀವಿಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದು ನೀವು ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿರೋದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋರು ಇದನ್ನ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋ ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಜನ, ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಜನ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅನುಸರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಭಾವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್. ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಯು ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಪ್ ಲೌಡ್ಲಿ. Thank you. Now, I will request Ashwini ji to kindly felicitate Rishabh Shetty sir here. Thank you so much for being with us here today, sir. Your presence has brought smile, eye-open, jaw-dropping for many people here. So we all are great to have you here with us. Once again, thanks a lot for coming here and being here with us today. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, as a student, whenever I used to see programs like this, the guest always gets a bag. For me, there was always a curiosity. What is inside that bag? So today, if anybody has that curiosity here, it's your day. I'm going to break it to you. So inside this bag, there is a pouch. There are many things, but the key items here is a pouch which has a keychain and dream catcher, which is handmade by our Women Empower team. So the underprivileged women are making this with their hands, and Youth for Seva has taken that initiative to sell this item and help that underprivileged women in Hyderabad, I believe. So this bag has a sample of that for you, sir. So thank you so much. Clap, clap, my dear darling, for all the wonderful people who are behind this. Now, to talk about this event and to set a context of why we are here today and what are we planning to achieve, I'd like to call volunteer manager Rohit to please come up on the stage. All of you clap loudly for Rohit, and Rohit will take it over from here.
Namaste and a very good morning here. First of all, I acknowledge all the 450 volunteers who have come together today This itself shows the strength as an organization we have today. So a big round of applause for all of you. I am here to share the journey of Youth for Seva and how IVY is going to get connected for Youth for Seva. Youth for Seva, founded in April 2007, is India's largest structuring volunteer management that inspires youth to volunteer and provides them with meaningful opportunities to serve the society. YFS aims to create positive change in the society through the culture of volunteering. Today we have our presence in 44 chapters across the country in 13 states. A big round of applause for all of you. Our vision, self-reliant societies powered by socially conscious individuals. Our mission statement, to build and facilitate a movement of organized volunteering for societal well-being. We believe on 5 major values on which our volunteer programs are designed. Nation first, plural. Our outreach or our reach as of today, since inception, around 40,59,329 lives have been touched through 2,88,167 volunteers. Overall, summing up to 6,10,000 hours all of us have given for making this possible. Every volunteer here in the previous slide was just not a data, but a part of a well-designed volunteering ecosystem. These milestones reflect the time, energy all of us have put together. So a big round of applause to all of us and all of the volunteers of Youth for Seva. We work under 4 major focus areas: education, health, livelihood, and environment. Under education, we take up projects like teaching government school children spoken English, training them for a scholarship exam called National Means Cum Merit Scholarship. Under health, we conduct health camps, blood donation camps, and adolescent awareness programs for people. We also have volunteer doctors who volunteer with us under the health vertical. Under livelihood, we work with women tailoring units, food processing units, as well as teaching skills. Under environment, our major work comes under sapling plantation, cleaning kalyanis and lakes, and rejuvenating water bodies. This all is possible due to the large workforce of volunteers which come under 4 major sections: general volunteers, college volunteers, corporate volunteers, and the CSR. We have widened our horizon in the last year. We tried some few new experiments and they have given us great results. Seva Circle is a community-led volunteering ecosystem. 14 such Seva Circle chapters are active today in India, enabling structured volunteer with flexibility. Giving you a few examples, we have new chapters in Panaji and Kolhapur. Remote volunteering. We all are in a hustle world, right? After the COVID pandemic, things became remote and virtual. Youth for Seva has enabled virtual volunteering today, where volunteers from remote Tier 1 cities, Tier 2 cities, and even overseas can volunteer without any geographical barriers to it. Rural volunteering. Our mission is to go deeper and dive deeper. That's how going deeper into the grassroots is our main objective. And volunteers are now working in rural villages and communities directly. This year marks to be the International Year of Volunteering 2026. So let's all have a big round of applause for it. The United States has declared 2026 as the International Year of Volunteering as a key driver of sustainable development. Youth for Seva vision for IVY 2026 under the tagline, Together we build, together we serve. Youth for Seva sees IVY 2026 as a landmark opportunity to unite individuals, corporates, educational institutions, and communities. Our shared goal, every volunteer through meaningful, structured, and high-impact volunteering. So are we all ready for meaningful, high-impact volunteering? Yes. Thank you. What is our commitment for the International Year of Volunteering? We have taken a large goal, but an achievable one, of 1 million volunteering hours from January 2026 to December 2026. I repeat, 1 million volunteering hours from January 2026 to December 2026. Our approach is sustainable long-term volunteering initiatives, community-driven, impact-focused volunteering, meaningful engagement across all age groups and all sectors. There are a lot of policy shifts which have happened in the previous years, which have added as an energy to us. There is a new mandate by educational institutions mandating volunteering in the AICT, My Bharat and other things, which have added energy to all of us. But they also pose some challenges for all of us. We have 4 crore college students as workforce ready to volunteer. So we have to move them from mandatory volunteering to impact-driven volunteering. What are some ideas which we are pitching in for the International Year of Volunteering? Seva Championship is a program to be a heartbeat of grassroots of change. Volunteers across villages and rural communities to enable sustainable community-led development. Sadhana Path, we have designed a fellowship program for all our volunteers who would want to be leaders in the volunteering space. And the Sadhana Path is a year-long program which is structured to lead our volunteers towards this change. Large-scale volunteering. How will it be to see thousands of volunteers coming together to do activities? Interesting, right? So we have planned to do large-scale volunteering such as beach cleanups, Swachh Bharat, etc., which we'll be seeing in the upcoming year. Seva Parivar. As it is always said, once a YFS volunteer, always a YFS volunteer. We are planning to reconnect, re-engage and grow with our volunteers who have registered with us since inception. Campus change makers, building leaders before they graduate. Our approach is to empower IITs, IIMs and premium institutions to drive structured and youth-led social impact. Corporate Seva Partnership. Purpose with a performance. We are planning to lead 300 corporates under structured CSR programs, employee engagement and leadership sabbaticals. The fuel is required in the vehicle, right? So fueling philanthropy is as well important. Strengthening the backbone of volunteering, support Youth for Seva in strengthening structured volunteering models, government frameworks and technology, and contribute mechanisms that enable high quality volunteering programs. So are we all excited for the International Year of Volunteering 2026? It's a commitment which all of us are giving here together to achieve 1 million volunteer hours. Can I all request all of us to rise as we all take a pledge to commit ourselves to 1 million volunteering hours. I will read out and all of us will repeat. You can all keep your hands on your heart. Yes. I pledge to serve the society, with humility, discipline, and compassion. I commit my time, and skills to meaningful, sustained volunteering, standing with those in need. I will act with integrity, inspire through action, and carry the spirit of Seva everywhere. Together we build, together we serve. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit. So while Rohit was mentioning about the mission, listening to all those things, we always think some sounds impossible, like gathering over 1,000 volunteers, achieving 1 million plus volunteering hours within 1 year. It sounds impossible, but then while I was listening to it, I remembered one small 2 lines of a poem which was taught to me by my dad. Whenever I used to say something is impossible, he used to tell me this, which is written by Pampa. So when Pampa says, when Krishna in Mahabharata says, I will not fight, Bhishma takes an oath, saying, Pidiyam chakra manemba chakriya nila chakra bhaya golvinam pidi irpegara chakra. Means I will tell that Krishna will only get scared and I will make him hold his chakra. So nothing is impossible if we take a pledge. So we all have taken that pledge. So definitely we will achieve whatever is the target, and I'm sure we will try and go beyond that. Thank you so much. Yes, we can clap for ourselves. Check. So Vishal Shetty ಅವರು ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಎಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಗೆ ಚಕ್ರ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು they'll be going everywhere. So thank you so much for being here with us today, sir. With his busy schedule, ಅವರು ಇವತ್ತು ಹೊರಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. So one request is ನೀವು ಹೊರಡಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ with all our volunteers ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದಾನೇ ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈ ಕಡೆ ತಿರ್ಕೊಂಡು if we can take a picture, photographers ಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು. Everyone can stand up there. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
Selfie from the stage. Selfie from the stage. ಕುರ್ಚಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಹತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸರ್. ಕುರ್ಚಿ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ರಿಷಬ್ ಸರ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಫೋನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಅವರೇ ತೋರಿತಾರೆ.
Everybody, hand on your heart, taking a pledge. Everybody, ellaru. Keep your hand on the heart. Heart is on the left side, right? I saw someone's heart is on the right side.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಆಗೋಣ.
Thank you. Requesting everybody to please stay here. Requesting everybody to please stay and ellaru dayavitu kutkolli. All of you please sit down. Thank you so much, sir. As I already mentioned, today's event, yes, it is an international year of volunteering, international volunteering year, a year to mark your volunteering journey as well. So, ivattu neevu ee event na nodidmele, whatever you have liked in this event, whatever you have understood in this event, put it out in a beautiful post and put it on social media. Don't use ChatGPT. Write it yourself in your comfortable language. Take beautiful pictures of the day and
ಬಹುಶಃ ನನ್ನ ಅದೃಷ್ಟ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ಸರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಹಾಗೆ ರಿಷಬ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಸರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಇವತ್ತು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು. ನಾನು ಯೂತ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೇವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಆಹ್ವಾನಿಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ತುಂಬ ಹೃದಯದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಏನು ವಿಶ್ವಸಂಸ್ಥೆ 2026 ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಯೂತ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೇವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯವರು ಇದನ್ನ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಯೂತ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೇವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮವಾದಂತ ಒಂದು ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವಕರನ್ನ ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂತ ಇದೊಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂತ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಗ್ರಾಮೀಣಾಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಪರಿಸರದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಶಿಕ್ಷಣದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆರೋಗ್ಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ನೋಡಿದೆ 1 ಮಿಲಿಯನ್ ಅವರ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಇದೊಂದು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮವಾದಂತಹ ಸಾಧನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಯನ್ನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ರಾಜ್ಯ NSS ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ. ನನ್ನ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ಸ್ಗಳು 6.5 ಲಕ್ಷ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವಕರು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ದಾಖಲೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈಗ ಕಲಿತಂತೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ಹೇಗೆ ದಾಖಲೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ನಾನು ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕೆಲವು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ನಾನು ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ COVID-19 ಇದಾಯಿತು. ಅಂತಹ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂತ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೇವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಸುಮಾರು 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವಕರು ಕೂಡ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸೋದು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂತ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೇವೆ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ನೆನಪಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಒಂದು ಟೀಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ, ತುಂಬಾ ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮವಾದಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವ್ರದ ಒಂದು ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ತಂಡಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಅದೇ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನ ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ತಿಪ್ಪೇಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಗೈಡ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಪಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವೆ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು, ಒಂದು ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರಿಸಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು ಮಾನವೀಯತೆಯ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠವಾದದ್ದು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಏನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ರಿವಾರ್ಡ್ಗಳು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿಸ್ವಾರ್ಥ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ. ಸೇವೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಗಡಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೌಂಡ್ರೀಸ್ಗಳಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಜಾತಿ, ಧರ್ಮ, ಭೇದ ಯಾವುದೂ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಮರೆತು ನಾವು ರಿಷಬ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕೊಡುಗೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ. ಸಮಾಜದ ಋಣವನ್ನ ತೀರಿಸುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸಮಾಜ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿಯನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಋಣವನ್ನ ತೀರಿಸುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನೀವೇ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೇವಾ ಮನೋಭಾವ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರಿಸಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಮಾಜವನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ಟಬಹುದು. ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಅಹಿತಕರ ಘಟನೆಗಳೇ ನಡೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರೈಮ್ಗಳೇ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾವು ನೆರವಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ. ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ನಾನು ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಯು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್. ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಡಿಗ್ರಿನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲ, ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಸೇವೆಯ ಮುಖಾಂತರ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ಟ ಕಡೆಯ ಮನುಷ್ಯ, ಕಟ್ಟ ಕಡೆಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊತೀವಿ, ಅವರು ಏನನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊತೀವಿ, ಅವರ ನೋವನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊತೀವಿ. ಅದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಾದಂತ ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ನಿಜವಾದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್. ಬರೀ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋರು ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕಕ್ಕಾಗದೇ ಇರೋಂಥವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾನು SDM ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಒಂದು 50 ವರ್ಷದ NSS ಸಂಭ್ರಮಾಚರಣೆ SDM ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾತನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಒಬ್ಬ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ NSS ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂಕ ಪಡಿಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಜೀವನ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಲೈಫ್ ಆ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಹಳ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯ್ತು. ಹೌದು, ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಸುಮಾರು 15 ವರ್ಷ NSS ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಸುಮಾರು ಕಡೆ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಬಂದು ಇವತ್ತು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳೋಂಥದ್ದು ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ಪಾಠ ಕೇಳಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸರ್ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಸಸಿ ನೆಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ, ಇವತ್ತು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮರ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಹಳ್ಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಆ ಮಕ್ಳುಗಳು ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಣ್ಣ ಬೆಳೆದ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಣ್ಣ ಬೆಳೆದಿದ್ವಿ, ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನ ಅವರು ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೊಂದು ಲೈಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಮೆಮೊರೀಸ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಇವತ್ತು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರಿಸಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವರು ಕಾಲೇಜಿಂದ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ತೊಡಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್, ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಲೈಫ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತೀರ. ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರೋದು. ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗಷ್ಟೇ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಆದರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ರು ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಬಂದವರು ಒಂದು ಮಾತು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಈ ಏನೇ ಒಂದು ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಘಟನೆಗಳು ನಡೆದ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಹಾವು ಕಚ್ಚಿದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ನೇನೋ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆಗಳಾದಾಗ ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್ಗಿಂತ ಯಾರು ಓದಿರೋಲ್ವೋ ಅಥವಾ ಹಳ್ಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಏನಕ್ಕೂ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತಾರೋ ಅಂಥವ್ರು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಓಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನೋ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಎತ್ಕೊಂತು, ಇನ್ನೇನೋ ಊರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಅನಾಹುತ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂಥವ್ರು ಮೇಲ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ಓದಿರೋಂಥವ್ರು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗೆ ಹೇಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೇಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಲಿಯುವಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಇದೆ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪೇಪರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬಂತು, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ಆತ ಬ್ಲೀಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ರಕ್ತ ಸೋರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಫೋಟೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ತಕೊಂತ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಾಪಾಡಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಆತ ಬದುಕ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟರ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಬರೀ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ನಾನೊಬ್ಬ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವಕ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆ, ನಾನೊಬ್ಬ NSS ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವಕ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ, ನನ್ನ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದು, ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮನೋಭಾವ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಸಮಾಜವನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಬೋದು ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರಿಸಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತೊಡಗಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಾದಷ್ಟು ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ನಾನು ಯೂತ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಆಹ್ವಾನಿಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಚಿರಋಣಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ 2 ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್, ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಸೊ ಎಸ್, ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ದ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ತರದ ಜನ ಸಿಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಆದರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವಕ ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಹಾಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ತುಂಬಾ ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿಸಿದ್ರ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್, ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಸೊ ಈಗ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಐ ವುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀಕರ IPG, founder of WMG, founder and director, chief entrepreneur at WMG Group. He has a core expertise, covers investment management, portfolio strategy, wealth succession planning and risk mitigation through insurance products for HNIs, UHNIs, client families, family offices and entrepreneurs. I request all of you to give him a big hand clap loudly. So I request you to speak a few words.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಾನು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸದಿಂದ. ಬಟ್ ನಾನು ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಜಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ, ಅದೇ ಥರ ನಾನು ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಟೂ ನರ್ವಸ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಕ್ರೌಡ್. ಬಟ್ ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿತ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ why we do what we do and how do we continue to do what we do. That's where we share paths with Youth for Seva. Respected dignitaries, my dear friends, Youth for Seva team, management, my name is Shrikara and I represent WMG. We have been working with Youth for Seva for the last 10 years. WMG Group is into multiple businesses in the finance industry, which starts from wealth advisory, stockbroking, insurance services. With the trust that we have created, we have also built the largest CFO community in Bangalore, which is called WMG Elite. And now we also eventually graduated with the goodwill that we had to a foundation called WMG Foundation. When we started our foundation, we had an ad hoc way of contributing to the society. Things used to come, it used to go, but we didn't have the form to measure. But that's when Youth for Seva gave its expertise, its the talent, people with different perspectives, so that we could collaborate with them in fulfilling a lot of our commitments to the society. Just not this. As we grew, we felt that we had limited resources, but we had the potential to grow a lot. And this potential has to be channelized in a measurable format and spread across the place. If not, there will be few people who will be getting the benefit of what has to be contributed. There were cases when there were school bags which we wanted to go and give it to schools, and there were schools which teachers used to say that we have already got 5 of them for this year, to distribute it into rural parts of the place where they had not seen anything which so-called a school bag, but they used to carry them in a cover to the school. So this was one of the examples. Likewise, we always know that, I remember my mother telling me, ocean is formed by droplets of water, and every droplet of water is very, very important. And at WMG, we strongly believe that we should be droplets of water contributing to the largest ocean, and if we fall away from the ocean, we are just not even a drop of water. And thank you so much for Youth for Seva for considering us to be part of their mission. And we are together now working to build Brand Bharat, and we are committed and we continue to be committed. And I have no words to say but to thank multiple times to Venkatesh Murthy sir for everything that he does to keep us motivated and encourage us to keep it going. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So, sir was actually talking about preparing a script and then being nervous. So, at that time, I thought, okay, I had and advocacy movements. All of you give him a big hand. I request you to kindly come forward and address the gathering, sir. Thank you.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆತ್ಮೀಯರೇ, ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವಕರೇ, ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಪದ ಭಾಳ ವಿಶಾಲ ಆಳ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಉದ್ದೇಶಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಪದವನ್ನು ಬಳಸಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಾನು ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬಂದಂಥ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಕೇಳಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಉತ್ತರದಲ್ಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕನ್ನಡ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅಂಥವ್ರು ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅವರೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ನನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥವಾಗಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ದವ್ರು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಭಾವನಾತ್ಮಕವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರದೇ ಇರೋ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕ ಕುಳಿತಿರೋ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಡ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಭಾಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಯೂತ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೇವಾದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅದೊಂಥರ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂಥ ಅನುಭವ. ಪ್ರಾಯಶಃ ಒಂದೇ ಮಾತರಮನ್ನು ಕೇಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ
ಅಷ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಾಧಾರಣವಾಗಿ ಈ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬನ್ನು ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರುವಾದಂಥದ್ದು. ಆದ ನಂತರ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಗೀತೆಯನ್ನು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ದೂರು ನಂದು ಅಂದರೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇನ್ನೊಂದೆರಡು ಪ್ಯಾರಾಗ್ರಾಫ್ಗಳು ಆಡ್ಬೋದಾಗಿತ್ತೋ ಏನೋ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು ನನಗೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಪ್ರಾಯಶಃ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ಗಿಂತ ಅನುವಾದಿಸತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ನೆನಪಿಸೋದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಭಾವನೆಗಳ ಪಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಇಡಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಭಾರತ ಇಡೀ ನೋಡ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ. So for all those of you who have been watching this live across the country, let me sort of press the pause button in Kannada and then start in English. So thank you for all being Swayam Sevaks. Volunteer is not a word which captures the entirety of what that you do. That's why I didn't use the word volunteer. You do much more than that. Appreciating that extraordinary tone that was set today by the song of Vande Mataram, which is much more than a national song. National song also doesn't capture the entirety of the feelings you get when you listen to something so deep and inspirational. From there on to something which many of you in this audience may not be aware. In 2 days we'll be celebrating Vivekananda Jayanti, the formal day when India declared the National Youth Day. Sitting at Thousand Island Park, that extraordinary person wrote about what does sannyasa mean. Sannyasi is possibly a perfect description of a Swayam Sevak or Samaj Sevak or a volunteer, where the self is dissolved, truly dissolved in the service of society itself, not just in the service of the other. And he wrote the song of the sannyasi. And I would consider that song as possibly the greatest poetic contribution of Swami Vivekananda. If that itself is to be considered great, sitting in Ramakrishna Ashram, Mysore, in a small little room, Rashtrakavi Kuvempu possibly expressed his greatness and his great admiration for Swami Vivekananda and Sannyasi Gita. And I would say what we heard, that rendering, being an admirer of both Vivekananda, little more than Kuvempu, I would say this song Kuvempu outdid Vivekananda also in Kannada. What a way to communicate everything this country needs today. Now, it's nice to talk to people who are already converted, but it's also important to talk to people who are converted to understand where does your conversion come from. It would come from a moment of restlessness where you might feel that there's something empty inside you, and the desire to fulfill that emptiness possibly could reflect through external expression of service. That could also be in some cases. In many times, especially the 40s decade of people, a lot of people, young people meet me. I would call them young now at this age at 40 also, and tell me that I have done everything I can. Sometimes at the start, you understand how ignorant the world is even now. I have done everything I can, I've earned a lot of money, now I want to give back. Actually, the restlessness is not about giving back at all. That is outrightly stupid. The restlessness is because you need to get something in to fill it up. So, Swayam Seva anta ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, it is Swayam Sevakaru is a Swayam, you do the Seva. So don't even misunderstand to think that you're serving society. Let's call it out for what it is. You're serving to fulfill the restlessness within you. You're serving to understand that in doing so, you have a sense of fulfillment which transcends description even. The very idea that you're useful and worthwhile to something so fascinating itself makes you want to give more. So you're not giving, you're actually getting. And let's not even fool ourselves about it. So sitting in this room, if for a moment you think that you're giving of yourself, of your wealth, all that is temporary and transient, the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains it so beautifully. Even the perishable as well as the imperishable is not something to be attained, he says. And it's so difficult to grasp this. He says, beyond that is Purushottama, don't forget that. So we can all be satisfied with saying that I'm moving the trajectory from whatever I think is not satisfying me to something that is satisfying me, but something beyond. And that is why today to me is extremely significant. I don't know whether Venkatesh and all, Unikrishan, everybody at YFS, but decided to celebrate Vivekananda Jayanti on this day today, because I think it makes so much sense that it goes together. Swamiji was absolutely candid, ruthless in his observations, and he called a spade for what it was worth. And once in a conversation, very disturbed and agitated Alassanga Perumal, literally in a complaining tone tells Vivekananda, you keep telling Seva, Seva, Seva. And by that time Swamiji had already given the sentence, the national ideals for India should be Tyaga and Seva. But he said, what exactly does it even mean for people? And Alassanga Perumal had given this everything to Vivekananda. But even he couldn't grasp what was Swamiji asking for. And when he said, can you explain to us what is it that you're really expecting from people like us? And Vivekananda was, before he could even start off answering, Alassanga Perumal goes on. And he says, you're a sannyasi. It's but natural for you to think that you can serve society. But we are grihasthas. And you have to tell us, it's your obligation to tell us what should be the qualification for us to even serve. And I think that is a real manual. Adbhutavadanta kaipidi agatte seve madaleku anna ichche irodige. It's an extremely valid guidance note that Vivekananda left behind for all of us. Those of us who desire to understand that we can drown ourselves in the search for serving others, and we can also understand and appreciate that in that drowning, if you discover the eye, you're drowning further. And as a warning, Vivekananda starts off his explanation to Alassanga Perumal and the entire set of people who were with him in Chennai at that time. Explaining that, he said, if you truly want to serve, and this is a man who also in another context says, be selfish. In one context, he says selfishness is sin. But in another context, he says it's better to be selfish. Start with yourself, he says. So it's absolutely okay. And in the third context, he says you can't understand the Bhagavad Gita if you give it on an empty stomach. He says, Vatte tumsi modla amal Gita bolsi. And I'm repeating all this because I have made all these mistakes. So I think with the authority of having committed them over 4 decades, I'd like to share what should be our attitude and perspective, and drawing inspiration from this extraordinary, not just an icon, a living force I would call Vivekananda. If we can unpack him a little. And unpacking him is not easy, and that's what I'll try to do in the next 10 or 12 minutes. Many of you might have heard about this book or read this book by Elena Stark. It's a very small book. It's a PhD thesis of hers. And the title of the book is very simple, The Gift Unopened. And I had the good fortune of having an interaction with her when I was many years ago at Harvard. She lives in Boston. She was a victim of, she and her husband were victims of the 45, that generation in Nazi Germany, when people are victimized for being a Jew. And they moved to the United States as refugees. And as an attempt to just do something useful, she thought I should understand the history of this country of the United States. And during the process of studying the history of America, she discovered in the last decade, 1890s and to 1900, something happened in the land of America, which she says which gave her a powerful force that emanated in that decade, which is what made them what it is. She identifies that decade as the turning point for the country itself. And she had no idea or understanding or even had heard of the word Swami Vivekananda. And that's what makes the story all the more interesting. On discovering that, and in the book she writes it so beautifully and articulately. She says, if Columbus could be credited with discovering the land of America, it was Swami Vivekananda which gave her soul. And that changing watershed moment of American history, She says, sadly, the Americans never figured it out, and the gift that God gave it to them is still unopened. And sitting here in the land of Swami Vivekananda, land that he called the Punya Bhumi, the Karma Bhumi, Bharat, I'm not even sure if we have ever unpacked that gift yet. It's also a gift unopened for us. And it's events like this, where we try to unopen a little bit, peep into that force called Vivekananda and understand and draw inspiration from that, and ask ourselves, how do you align it to today's context? And I believe is as relevant today as it was more than 100 years ago. So what did he answer Alasinga Perumal that we can take back today? He was very clear. He said, you need 3 qualities. And this has been repeated several times over by many, including me, and I would like to repeat it today. He said, all you need is 3 H. And the beauty in Vivekananda was a mastery, he had a great mastery of the English language. And he could use it and throw it around in such beautiful ways that unpacking them takes a lot of time. He said, the heart to feel. He said, feel my children feel. Even that sentence you remember, he says, feel my children feel. Look at the emotive connect he creates in one sentence for all of us. Feel for the poor, the marginalized, the downtrodden. Feel till your brain reels and your heart stops. And that out of that will come an indomitable power. And I can tell you, the power of emotion, especially when expressed for the other, is a powerful force indeed. But then many of us stop at the power of expression. We want to change the world, we want to change and do something for the environment, we want to work for the last child in the village. It's a great idea. But then Vivekananda says, the feeling alone is not enough. When talking to Alasinga Perumal, he says, the next H, the head to think, the head to strategize. You know, in leadership we say, the first emotion is, the first thing is, the emotive part of the brain kickstarts, gives you the motivation to serve. But mere motivation doesn't take you too far. The cognitive part of your brain helps you strategize. What do I do? How do I find a solution? Everything is a problem that you can see outside yourself today. Either you can get overwhelmed by it and give up, ದೇವರೇ ಗತಿ ಅಂತ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ದೇವರಾಗ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ತೀರ್ಮಾನಿಸ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ನಾವು ಬಹಳ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ. And in that moment, they had to think, what can I do which is practical? I get a lot of people, especially the last 5 years. It's a fascinating journey of mine where everybody has a solution to how to make the government better. and everybody decides, everybody who knows me, doesn't know me, knows me through somebody else, will have a long email and say, this is exactly what you should be doing. And if I ask them, why don't you participate and do something about it? The immediate answer is, you miraculous on me. They are all extremely good in like the famous way of saying it. Bhagat Singh ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೇಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಬೇಕು. ಈ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹುಟ್ಟಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಹುಟ್ಟಬಾರ್ದು, ಹಿಂಸೆ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. So we have the head to think, but we want somebody else's hands to work. That is not Swayam Seva, my friends. ಭಾವನಾತ್ಮಕವಾಗಿ ಚಿಂತಿಸಬೇಕು, ಯೋಚಿಸಬೇಕು, ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಎರಡನೇ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ನಾನೇ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೊರಡಲೂಬೇಕು. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. You always see the others creating the problem. It's a fascinating world. Recently I wrote an article how all of us in this world have managed to become Abhimanyus. But what we don't realize is we are stupid Abhimanyus. Because Abhimanyu, in my opinion, was reasonably stupid. He never had the wisdom to understand, he didn't know how to get out. We mankind are exactly in the same space. We are creating chakravyuhas of our own. The economic problems, the ecological problems we have created, Madam Aishwarya was explaining, I was not wanting to respond. Mainly because we have been creating it. We'll never ask why you should buy a new clothes on Ugadi. 33% of the world's carbon footprint comes from clothes, from the fashion industry. We'll never stop to ask, why can't I reuse my frame? We'll never stop to say, can I buy a refill instead of a pen every time? ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾಷಣ ಕೊಡೋದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ. ಐಫೋನ್ ಹೊಸ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಬಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದೇ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಾನೇನೋ 10 ವರ್ಷ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋದೆ ಅಂತ. As long as it is working, why not allow it to work? We'll never ask about why should I buy the next car? Because that is not my responsibility. Somebody else will solve the problem for me. So ecological crisis we have created is we are eating up the planet at such astonishing rates. I'm still wondering how we are all living and alive today. But that's on one side. The second crisis we have created for ourselves, and why Vivekananda and volunteering is very, very relevant today, is the socio-economic inequities we are creating. 4 companies have collective wealth which is more than 40 to 50% of the world's GDP. One man's salary, or car marta iddon sambala, $1 trillion a year, 25% of India's GDP. What greater nonsense can it indicate? The inequities we are creating for ourselves. Every time a new technology comes out and more of you start using it, you are creating more wealth. One person becoming wealthier and wealthier, and the poor becoming poorer and poorer. And we don't think about it. That's a crisis we have created for ourselves. But more importantly, the last crisis, and that's why volunteerism matters so much in my view, the crisis of the self. We have lost a sense of purpose. 8ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, 20 ಮಾಡಿಂದ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. How do we wait and watch what the next generation is doing it to itself? The pressures of what we are creating for them. If you cannot participate in this race to be part of the global trend that we create, you kill yourself also. The number of suicides in South Korea, the suicides in Singapore, nobody speaks about young children who can't clear the 7th standard exam. Forget even coming to PUC or other PUC equivalent. And we are creating a society where the self has lost its very purpose to even live, the sense of existence. And we don't know how to undo this. I think volunteerism can undo by giving the sense of self a purpose, giving ourselves an opportunity to undo the chakravyuhas we are creating, do something about the ecological crisis, and more importantly, the socio-economic crisis. On one side, we talk about a child not having a pen. Every conference that I go to, including the one sent by government, you think it's a fashion to give a bag, one pustka, one pen. ಆಳಕ್ಕೆ ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡೋದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಜನ. ಅದು ಕೊಡಲೇಬೇಕು, ಕೊಡದೆ ಹೋದ ಅದು ಏನು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಂಗಿರ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾದಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. And we have created all these symbolisms for ourselves and lost the courage to break it. That's because we don't have Vivekananda who will call a spade and tell us, you want to make a change, you be the change. It takes a lot of courage, my friends. It takes a lot of courage to do that. ಆಹಾರ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ತಟ್ಟೆಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಹಾಕಿಸ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಮದುವೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಯಾಕೆ ಎದ್ದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳಬಾರ್ದು ಪಂಕ್ತಿಲಿ ಕೂತಿದ್ರೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕೋ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕರೇಜ್. ಬಾಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಕರೆದು ವಾಪಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಬಾಟ್ಲ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಬಾಟ್ಲನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರು, ನೀರು ಯಾಕೆ ಚಲ್ತೀರಿ, ಮನೇಲೋ ಕುಡೀರಿ, ಯಾರು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಬಾಟ್ಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಕುಡೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. ಬಾಟ್ಲ್ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಬಳಸ್ಕೋಬೋದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಕರೇಜ್, ದಟ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಅ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಆಫ್. That's where your emotion matters. And then Vivekananda goes on to tell Alsinga. He says it so beautifully, but for all this, you need the 3 P's. And that is where my friends will find it. We are all great volunteers when we are observed, when we are photographed, when we get the certification hours, and we are honored. Can you be a volunteer? First, volunteer for yourself. We talk of compassion, the pledge we took. Can you have compassion for yourself first? And then talk about the others. Because Vivekananda said it so beautifully. Hutsin hasuvige karu hal kodbekan gottilve. God which gave birth to you knows how to take care of you. He doesn't need you, but you need volunteering. Let's not forget that. So he says, don't stand on a pedestal, my young man, and say, here my poor people, take my 5 cents. Consider yourself privileged that an opportunity has been given to you to be that instrumentality of change that society is hungry for. So don't come with saying, I'm going to give. Come saying, I'm going to discover myself. You don't know what you will discover of yourself. Come with the courage to say, I don't know what I'm going to do. Don't come to teach. It's a dangerous disaster. What makes you competent to go into a school and teach? You don't know. You're just coming to discover how a child will learn and see if you can contribute to creating that learning space, both for yourself and the child. Don't come into a hospital and say, help deliver. I used to get letters. I want to do medicine. Can I come and work in your labor ward? What nonsense. Will America allow our students to go and do labor deliveries there? We always think that volunteering. I want to volunteer in your hospital. Can I come and oversee the immunization program? Syringe and we should be very, very, very clear. Come with a sense of incompetence. Or learn to operate from that zone of incompetence and become competent in showing compassion. Don't fool yourself to believing that you're finding solutions. We can't. And this comes from the heart of making the mistakes I've made. Come to discover, co-discover and co-define the problem with the people you're working with. You can never work for anybody in society. And then say together what the solution we can unpack, that we can roll out for all ourselves. And that's what Vivekananda says. Purity. This is the purity he says. You have the courage to face yourself in the mirror when you see how pure you are in your thought, word and deed. How committed and convicted, filled with conviction you are when you have an idea in front of you. How confident you are to tell whoever it is that you will have to do what you think you believe in, if they also believe in saving this earth today. Next he says, people don't change. Bala kashta. Yes, Jana Kerala Swami and that. Many times my wife doesn't want to come out with me now. Yellow the jagla. But Papa, yes, put here to Kerala. So I will let Barak Bukuri. But what the point of jokes apart, I'm trying to say conviction doesn't have an expiry date. It is not dependent on others. It is your inner conviction. So have the patience. Vivekananda says the next be patience. Can I have the patience to understand that people don't change overnight? If they could, we would have made the world a better place by now. It is a process, and that is why we need this to grow. We need a million hours because the world's problems need sustained attention. It cannot disappear overnight. You can't simply tick a box and say done. You need million this year, maybe 5 million next year. And finally, perseverance. The problems we brought on ourselves from centuries of ignoring it is not going to make it have change in one day. We need to persevere. And is it there in us? Still we fall down dead. In the language of Vivekananda, he says, work, work, work till you fall down dead, he says, from sheer exhaustion. We have that kind of conviction that I will keep working with all the perseverance I can till I fall down dead with sheer exhaustion. Then that is a marga to moksha. And Vivekananda says it so beautifully, and I thought it applied to me because everything I was participant in working in the Vivekananda youth movement, doing all this with all my wonderful colleagues. I thought Vivekananda wrote it for me. He says, all the hospitals you build, all the schools you construct can crumble to dust in one earthquake, can get washed away in one flood. So Kabinira Pravaha or to Navella. Remember, you are not the doer, but it's all getting done through you. If we can take the message of the Gita in the space of volunteerism, Krishna was the greatest volunteer. You volunteered to be the charioteer, you volunteered to be the guru for Arjuna, you volunteered to give us the Gita. He never forced it on us. But as a perfect volunteer in the 18th chapter, he tells Krishna, I have told you what I can. It is your freedom of choice to accept what I told you or not. That's the spirit of a volunteer. I come with that openness, leave it to the person who's participating and partnering with us to decide whether he wants it or not, and he can use it anywhere. Don't feel upset if the volunteering you do doesn't show anything at all. That is the spirit of the Gita. If you can truly, to conclude, I would say, if you can draw the inspiration from Krishna's message, from the wonderful dialogic communication he had with Arjuna, and just take 3 things out of it. The first thing is very easy. Everybody says and stops there. Can you decide that whatever I am volunteering for I don't desire for the outcome at all. I give my 100% to what I'm doing, whether it's cleaning, whitewashing the wall or cleaning some toilet. It doesn't really matter. I just give myself 100% of myself to that. And I don't want to attach myself to what comes out of it. The toilet will get dirty the next day. Don't feel bad. Only if you know, because you want the toilet to stay clean every time as it is, as you're done it today, you feel bad the next time it is galeej madda. Just don't bother. Do it the next day as good as that. Falatyaga. Second, volunteering you can't be choosers. I only do healthcare. I only work in education. I only work in corporate volunteering. We should also be ready to do karma tyaga. I will do what comes my way. ನನ್ನ ದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು 100% ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ತ್ಯಾಗಿಸಿ ಸಮಯವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಕರ್ಮ ತ್ಯಾಗ. ಬಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಬಹಳ ಬೇಕಾದಂಥದ್ದು ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ತ್ಯಾಗ. ನಾನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ನನ್ನ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಮಾಡಿಸಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ 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 ಪ್ರಶಂಸೆಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾ 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 ನಾವು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಹುಡುಕಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪಯಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಟಿರ್ತೀವೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಮರೆತು ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ನಾನು 1,00,000 ಗಂಟೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ನಾನು 20 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ದುಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ನಾನು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಯಂಗೆ ಸೇವೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಯಂಗೆ ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಭಾಳ ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆಯಿಂದ with the spirit of mindfulness that you need to be watching yourself constantly. What is the motivating factor that drives you to want to do this? And if you discover something which is beyond just you and it's always for the other, the spirit of not wanting yourself to be attached to it and seeing yourself as that instrument of that extraordinary divinity, Youth for Seva is a platform provided to you to get that expression of divinity. And in the language of Vivekananda, if you can do Shivajnane Jiva Seva, the discovery of finding the divine in every other person that you're engaging with. And if you can and celebration of that divinity is a seva you do. And in that spirit, that is what is Swayam Seva, which the word volunteer can never capture.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful. Thanks, Dr. Pratap Indraji, for being here with us today and sharing all your kind words. Yes, you can keep clapping, everybody. Yes, now everyone knows that. I'm going to do it. Curiosity out of it. But okay, for those who have seen me hosting before, you would know the secret of clapping. If men clap loudly, you will never get diabetes in your life. And if women clap loudly, your hair will be like my hair. So clap loudly, everybody. Ramananji, I request you to stay back and felicitate Srikotji as well. Thank you so much, Srikotji, for being here with us today. Thank you, Brahmananji. Now I request Smitaji, YFS trustee, to please come up on the stage. Yes, everybody should bring down your blood sugar levels and increase your hair shine and volume. I'd like to request Smita ji to felicitate Shankar ji. Clap loudly, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shankar ji, for being here with us today. Your presence does mean a lot. Thank you. While you are here, and I'll also request you to felicitate MP Shyamji, President, RV Educational Institutes. Let's just keep clapping, everybody. Thank you, Smita ji. Now I'd like to call Swayam ji to please come up on the stage. Swayam ji, thank you. Venkatesh ji, you can come up on the stage to felicitate Ashwini ji. Clap loudly, everybody. Venkatesh Murthy ji, founder of Youth for Seva. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you, Ashwini ji, for being here with us today. Thank you so much. Abhijit Shashidharji, are you here? Abhijit Shashidharji. Thank you. Now I request Shankar ji to kindly felicitate Dr. Baluji. Please come forward. Thank you so much, Dr. Baluji, for sharing all the wonderful ideas of volunteering and how is it important to start charity from home and showing the good side of the word selfishness. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I request all of you to please be seated. Thank you. So, while having a nice meal in a wedding hall, whenever you see curd rice, you feel like, okay, mugitu utta anta. Hange, whenever I announce vote of thanks, everybody will get up. Okay, but there's still more. There's a wonderful activity planned after vote of thanks. I will tell everything about the activity once the vote of thanks is done. So that is why in all the wedding, while they deliver the food, they don't give ice cream before curd rice. So I will tell about the activity after the vote of thanks is done. But now to propose the vote of thanks, I'd like to request Hari Chenoy ji to please come up on the stage. All of you clap loudly for Hari Chenoy ji. Thank you.
Namaste. On behalf of Youth for Seva and the entire IVY team, it's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks for this meaningful and inspiring launch. The milestone has been made possible through the collective support of eminent leaders, partners, and volunteers who share a deep commitment to nation building and purposeful engagement. I would like to begin by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. Al Balasubramaniam, Member, Human Resource and Capacity Building Commission, Government of Bharat. Sir, your keynote address, rooted in decades of grassroots experience and public leadership, has proved deep insight and inspiration for all of us as we embark on this journey with IVY. Thank you. We are equally honored by the presence of our guest speaker, Dr. Pratap Lingaya, Indira Gandhi National Awardee and distinguished NSS officer. So your lifelong dedication to youth development and social leadership has resonated strongly with the spirit of purpose of this initiative. A sincere thanks to our guests of honor, Dr. MP Shyam, President, RV Educational Institutions, Mr. Shrikara, Founder, WMG Group, Mr. Shankar, HR, Managing Director, Rigo, for your gracious presence, encouragement, and continued support. Your leadership and belief in collaborative impact add immense strength to the IVY vision. A special note of appreciation in his absence to Sri Rishabh Shetty, our brand ambassador, for lending his voice, credibility, and steadfast support to this initiative. His association strengthened the message we seek to carry forward through IVY. I would also like to acknowledge Mr. Abhijit Shashidhar, co-founder Claywork Spaces, Ms. Ashwini Rai, founder of Ivan Electronics and partner at Electronic Bazaar, for the excellent collaboration and support in hosting today's event, helping create a warm and enabling environment for this launch. Thank you so much. A very special word of gratitude goes to all our volunteers who remain the true backbone of Youth for Seva and the IVY initiative. Your quiet dedication, discipline, and selfless service, both on and off the stage, are what transform vision into action and ideas into lasting impact. A huge round of applause to all.
I request all of you to please be seated. As I mentioned, everyone please be seated. The main activity for the day, which is being planned, begins now. Is related to Vivekananda ji or Ramakrishna Paramahamsa ji, but you can imagine anybody. So my dad told me this story that one of them were in a feast. They were having food given by one of their followers, and they were completely full. ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಿದಾಗ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ಸ್ ತಂದ್ಕೊಟ್ರಂತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿಯಿಂದ ತಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ತಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಸ್ವೀಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೆ ನೋ 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 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಂತೆ ಅವರು. ಎಸೆಡ್ ನೋ ನೋ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಬಿಸಿ ಬಿಸಿ ಜಿಲೇಬಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ರಂತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಬಿಸಿ ಬಿಸಿ ಜಿಲೇಬಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವರು ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಎರಡಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ 4 ಜಿಲೇಬಿ ತಿನ್ಬಿಟ್ರಂತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಬೇರೆಯವರೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಂತೆ, ಏನ್ ಸರ್ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಅಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ಸ್ ತಂದಿದ್ವಿ, ಯು ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇಟ್, ಬಟ್ ದ ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ಯು ಸಾ ದ ಜಿಲೇಬಿ, ನಾಟ್ ಒನ್ ಬಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ 4 jalebis, ಹೌ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್? So at that time they said, see, whenever there is a dense traffic, you see a VIP car coming, the traffic will automatically move and make way for VIP car. In the same way, jalebi is something which I love. So even though my stomach was full, I made way for the jalebi to go inside. So like that, now here, this activity is something which you all will definitely like, and it is being planned with a great thought, and you all will have a sense of fulfillity after doing this activity. And after we finish this activity for the day, there is food. We all will go and have food. Now, to explain about the activity, I'd like to call College Relations Manager Netravati ji to please come up on the stage. All of you clap loudly for Netravati ji.
Satvik Sirish. Satvik Sirish is the photo maker. Photo please, Satvik, if it is ready. Okay. Jai Hind. If a man says he is not afraid of dying, he is either lying or he is a Gorkha regiment soldier. So these are the lines by Field Manik Shaw, Sam Manik Shaw. To join this regiment, there was a star born in 1975 in UP. This young boy appeared for the SSB interview. During the interview, interviewer asked, like, this boy, very young, good at academic, charming, handsome, he wanted to join Indian Army, and the interviewer asked, why you want to join Indian Army? Then he said, if no other company give the Paramveer Chak award except Indian Army. Paramveer Chak is the highest military award given to a soldier for his supreme sacrifice during warfare. He kept his words promised. This boy joined Indian Army in 1997. 1999 Kargil War, he made supreme sacrifice and got this Paramveer Chak award. That is, this hero is none other than Captain Manoj Kumar Pandey. Why I am telling this story is, many people says people join Indian Army just for livelihood. If Kargil War has won, India has got victory, that is because of so many people made the sacrifice, more than 500. Because of them, we have got the freedom and we have won the Kargil War. Today, and before that I would like to say one more line, that is, a soldier does not fight because he hates what is in front of him. He fights because he loves what is behind him. His nation, his people, and his motherland. These words reminds us that the freedom we enjoy today is not free. It is protected by every moment by the courage, sacrifice, and silent service of our soldiers. For any soldiers, nation first is not an option. They live for the country. The moment they decide to join Indian Defence, they're making an agreement with them that they are going to die for the nation. So now, today we have an activity that is writing a letter to soldiers. संदेश से आते हैं, हमें तड़पाते हैं. इस हम ತುಂಬಾ ಸರಿ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಖುಷಿ, ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ, ಗೌರವ, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನೋವಿನ ಸಂಗತಿ ಕೂಡ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್ಸ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲೆಟರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆ ವಹಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ದೋ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ 2025, ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಇದೆ, ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಇದೆ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರೋಲ್. There is a practice in Indian Army, defense, that troop before leaving to any war or any mission, there is a practice that the soldier should write a letter to his family. Just imagine, I'm going to tell you, write a letter to your beloved, your family members. It should be it's going to be a last letter. Imagine. Now you are a soldier going for a war, going for an operation, and you want to write last words to your family. Imagine how the emotions will be. Last words. We don't know. The soldiers may not come back. They may come back in tricolor. They may not come alive. So today we are going to write these letters. These letters are not just ink on paper. They carry our gratitude to the borders. They carry our respect to those who stand unseen. They carry our emotions to those who protect us silently. I just want to highlight two things. When it comes to soldier, as I told you, ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ನೋವು ಯಾಕೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್. ಮೇಜರ್ ಸಂದೀಪ್ ಉನ್ನಿಕೃಷ್ಣನ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ? How many of you know Major Sandeep Krishnan? His parents. And how many of you know about Captain Vikram Batra? Okay, I'm going to tell you two stories about these people. After Taj Hotel attack in 2008, after the parents lost his proud son, the parents wanted to commit a suicide. After they lost his son, I mean, this is the story of every parents. ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಗ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಗ ಇದ್ರೂ ನಾನು ದೇಶ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ, ಕಳಿಸಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಟಿಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಾರ್ಟಿಯರ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ನೋವು, ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಪುತ್ರ ಶೋಕಂ ನಿರಂತರಂ ಅಂತ. ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡಂತ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನೇ ಮರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಥದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ದೇಶ ಸೇವೆಗೋಸ್ಕರ ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ನೋವಿಂದ ಆಚೆ ಬಂದು ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟು ಯಂಗ್ಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ವಿಕ್ರಮ್ ಬಾತ್ರಾ ದಿಲ್ ಮಾಂಗೆ ಮೋರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕಾರ್ಗಿಲ್ ವಾರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಾರಣ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರ they were about to get married actually. Before Kargil war, they were about to get married. This Kargil war is not officially declared, as you all know. It was not officially declared, but he came back in tricolor. Nowadays, we don't value the relations actually, but look at Captain Vikram Batra partner, I mean, girlfriend, that is Dina Dimple Chima. After he got martyred also, the lady living her life in his memories and not getting married. So, ಇದು ಒಂದಾದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ತಂದೆ ಆದವರಿಗೆ, ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್ ತಂದೆ ಆದಂಥ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಗು ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ತಾನೇ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರಲ್ಲ? ಅಂಥ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ತಂದಮ್ಮಗಳು ತನ್ನ ತಂದೆಯನ್ನೇ ನೋಡಿರಲ್ಲ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಗಂಡನ ಜೊತೆ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗಿರೋಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಹೊಸ ಕನಸುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊತ್ತು ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮದರಂಗಿ ಮಾಸಿರಲ್ಲ, ಸಿಂಧೂರ ಮಾಸೂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್, ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ತುಂಬ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದಿಲ್ಲ ಇದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಿಫೈಸ್ ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್, ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್. ದಿಸ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಯಾಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ, as a whole nation, as a responsible citizen of this nation, we are showing love, care, and we are acknowledging their sacrifice and service. It is just a symbolic representation that we honor with our soldiers. Anta. There are lines said by Major Sandeep Krishnan. That is, we soldiers are above patriot anta. As I told you, organization first another, it's their way of life ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. He says, we soldiers are much above patriot. We protect patriot, and one has to be patriot by birth anta. So much of sacrifice. Because of them, we are peacefully living. But ತುಂಬಾ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಆಸ್ ಎ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? ಆಸ್ ಎ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್, let's protect the nation with our actions. As we begin the International Volunteer Year, let us pledge to live with responsibility, serve with sincerity, and place nation first always in every action, every choice, every day. If we cannot stand at the borders and cannot wear uniform, let us stand for the values our soldiers defend. ನೀವು ಲೆಟರ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಂತ ಅಣ್ಣ, ತಂದೆ, ತಾಯಿ, ಮಗ ಯಾರೋ ಅಲ್ಲೊಬ್ರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀರಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಐ ವುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ Deepak. He's going to give you instructions, and I would like to end my talk with this song. मेरे वतन के लोग जरा आंखों में भर लो पानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी, जरा याद करो कुर्बानी, जरा याद करो कुर्बानी. Freedom is not free. Let's work for our nation. Let us be a responsible citizen of this nation. Thank you so much. बोलो भारत माता की, भारत माता की, वंदे, वंदे. जय हिंद. Thank you. Over to Deepak.
Namaste everyone. Good afternoon. So I will be giving the instructions to how to write a letter. So materials provided. We have provided one envelope with one letterhead, one pen, one writing pad, and one A4 blank sheet and a sketch pen. So you have to write in a single language, in which language you are comfortable in. For example, if you are comfortable in English, you can write in English. Kannada, you can write in Kannada, or Hindi, you can write in Hindi. So use appropriate language which you are comfortable in. Minimal use of sketch pen for designing can enhance your write-up. So whenever you require, then only use the sketch pens. Prepare a draft on A4 sheet. We have given a blank A4 sheet. Prepare a draft in that A4 sheet before writing to a letter. So use disciplined, respectful and appropriate language at all the times. Verify the language mentioned on the box. So after writing the letter, we have post boxes. Kannada, we have couple of boxes for Kannada, English as well Hindi. You have to mention in the first letter. Can you show the letter? Front sheet of the letter. Yeah, you can see in the envelope there is a language. You have to write a language in which language you are writing a letter. Kannada, English or Hindi. Okay. You can see in the top right bottom. So in the top right corner, language. If you wish, you can write your full name on the letter. That's up to you. Write neatly and legibly to ensure readability. Do avoid overwrite, scratch or use correction fluid on the final letter. So please avoid using ChatGPT also. Write from your soul and from your heart so that the letter reach the right person, especially our soldiers. And use the topics. Netramam already said we have 3 topics. One is gratitude. Second is how soldiers inspire us. Third is nation first, our life value. So write a letter on these 3 topics. Thank you everyone.